What's up, guys? Today I am not here to talk about cards. I am here to talk about the NBA, and obviously there's a lot to talk about at this time of the year when it comes to the NBA. What I want to primarily talk about today is the Rookie of the Year, because that is by far the most interesting and unpredictable award that still has not been given yet. All the other ones are, I think, pretty self-explanatory. MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. You guys know the deal with that. But Rookie of the Year, you really don't know right now, although some people think that it's a sure thing for certain players. And there's a lot of people are saying that there's three frontrunners for this award. And no, there's no three frontrunners for this award right now. There's two, okay? I say that because Brandon Jennings, he is out of this conversation. He should not be considered for this award anymore. And the fact that some people think that he should even win the award is just mind-boggling to me, because just to say that just because he's in a playoff team he should win the award is it's ridiculous. That's not a legit argument. You have to look at the production of what the player has done. That's like saying Al Horford should have won the award over Kevin Durant in their rookie seasons, just because Al Horford was playing for a better team than Kevin Durant was. Does that really make sense? No. You give the award to the best rookie. You don't give it to the player, the rookie that was playing for the best team. Okay? That just doesn't make sense. Unless that rookie was really just carrying his whole team on his back and just putting that team over the top, which is not the case here. Okay? Obviously, the Bucks, their primary reason for success is Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut is just he is pretty much everything for that team, defensively and offensively. He is a dominant center, and it's really a shame to see him just keep getting hurt, because he just doesn't. He's not getting a chance to prove himself of showing how good he really is. Of course, he doesn't put up gaudy numbers like Dwight Howard does, but as far as the overall value to a team, he is right up there with Dwight Howard as far as how valuable he is to that team. And this team really didn't take off until John Salmons got there. Okay, once John Salmons got there, they really took off and became one of the best teams in the league. Before that, they weren't even in the playoff picture. So, I mean, they were, hovering somewhere between 10th and 11th and 9th, or somewhere around there, okay, before John Salmons got there. So, to say that Brandon Jennings is like the primary reason that they've gotten this far is almost laughable, considering how inconsistent this guy was. He just progressively got worse and worse as the season went on. Just I mean, wow. I think at one point he even shot 30% overall for like an entire month. You cannot give the Rookie of the Year award to somebody who played that inconsistently. He shot, I think, under 38% overall this season, like 37 something percent, and he averaged 15, 16 points per game shooting that percentage. Guys, that is not good. You don't want any player averaging 15, 16 points shooting under 38%. That's horrible. So, no, Brandon Jennings, he's out. There's two other guys that were too far and beyond better than him to consider Brandon Jennings for this award at this point, okay? So that's all I have to say about Brandon Jennings. Now, who do I think should be the Rookie of the Year? Most of you guys that are sub to me, you all know what I think. And I'm not saying this just because I'm a fan of his. I have pretty good, legit reasons to back this up, okay? Now, I think Stephen Curry should be the Rookie of the Year. I'm sure a lot of Tyreek Evans fans, rolling out of their graves or whatever it is that Charles Barkley says all the time. But listen, Tyreek Evans, more than legitimate contender to win the Rookie of the Year. By far the most consistent by month-to-month basis. Put up pretty incredible numbers for a rookie. joined Michael Jordan, Oscar Robertson, LeBron James as the only player to average 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game during their rookie seasons. Okay, I get it. If he wins it, I wouldn't mind at all. He deserves it. But here's the reason why I think Stephen Curry is the best player to come out of this draft, whether he wins the Rookie of the Year award or not. And I do think that he should win it. But I completely understand if he doesn't. One thing I think that isn't fair is for people to look at the overall numbers and say, oh, Tyreke Evans averaged like 2.7 points more than Stephen Curry, and I don't know, like 1 rebound more. Is that really relevant? When you look at the big picture, Stephen Curry wasn't even the third option when the season started on his own team. Okay, and once everyone realized how good this guy was, and he is the point guard of that team, not Monte Ellis, who was averaging like 5 assists and almost 5 turnovers per game. That's not a point guard. Are you kidding me? So when you look at the number of dominating games that Stephen Curry had to even catch up to Tyreke Evans' numbers, it's really remarkable. All the other rookies, Tyreke Evans, Brandon Jennings, they had nowhere near the amount of consistent number of dominant games that Stephen Curry had this season. Stephen Curry is the first rookie since Michael Jordan to have at least 5 games of 30 points and 10 assists or more in at least 5 games. Okay, and he had a bunch of games where he had 34 points, 8 assists, 30 points, 9 assists, 29 points, 14 assists of that sort. Okay, so, and when you consider the fact that he didn't really come on until maybe the 3rd month of the season, it's mind-boggling. The only other 2 players that had more 30-point, 10-assist games than Stephen Curry this season were Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. LeBron James had 8 and Dwayne Wade had 6 of such games. To give you an idea of how good that is, Tyreke Evans and Brandon Jennings had 0 30-point, 10-assist games. That's a really important. That's a really impressive stat. I think the only other player that would have done that this season, if he was healthy, would have been Chris Paul. Chris Paul would have been. I'm sure he would have been up there for that as well. But Stephen Curry just had so many more consistently dominant games. Like, not like very good 25-5 of that sort. This guy was when he was dominating games, he was consistently putting up above 25 points, over 10 assists. Like, these numbers were just crazy. And he's one of the best guys for steals as well. I think he's in the top 5 for most steals per game. Set the rookie record for amount of 3-pointers made in a season. And he's the first rookie ever in NBA history to shoot 45 above. Okay, above. He shot above, but first rookie ever to shoot at least 45% from the field, at least 40% from the 3-point line, and at least 85% from the free throw line. So this guy is a dominant shooter, and the 3-point shooting is especially impressive when you consider the amount of 3-pointers that he made. It's not like we're talking about a guy who averaged 10 points and barely made 1 3-pointer per game. We're talking about a guy who put up really impressive offensive numbers while being a really good contributor. Okay, so when you look at all these things that he did this season, I understand that Tyreke Evans joined the whole the 3 players company for the only rookie to ever do so, but Stephen Curry put himself in his own class for so many other categories, and looking at the number of more dominant games that he had than Tyreke Evans, I just think he deserves the award more for just coming on and just playing over the top. He was absolutely incredible, and that's why I think Stephen Curry should win the Rookie of the Year award. If he doesn't, I understand. Tyreke Evans, again, deserves it just as much. I'm a big fan of both guys. Bigger fan of Stephen Curry, obviously, and again, I think he's the best player to come out of this draft. Let me know what you guys think, guys.